up, SFU's women's volleyball team is making history.
How one rec center is bringing awareness to para-hockey.
And the BCI Burnaby campus. Is it accessible to everyone? Hello and welcome to Bridges to Belonging. I'm Spencer Pomeroy.
And I'm Lauren Achille. Our episode sheds light on amplifying diverse voices within our community.
We want to emphasize the lesson of acceptance despite our roots and despite the hardships we face. And we begin at Simon Fraser University, where the women's volleyball team is making history in Canada this year. The Red Leafs are leading the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. They're looking for their first conference championship in school history. Our reporters Grace Miller and Alessio Casano found out that Red Leafs outside hitter Davida Hill has had quite the journey at SFU.
Your Simon & Fraser University Red Leafs volleyball fans, the game beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Players on our team have all had their ups and downs, the only Canadian team in the NCAA.
Surrey, number 22, Davida Hill.
I've been playing against her for a few years because we were like rivals in high school.
Yeah.
So I know her tendencies, but now we play together.
Yeah,
She's like, she was like my
Never
idol.
rivals,
She
just
to like show determination, resilience, and just like put sports, volleyball on the map.
Well, Davida has been here for 5 years, and it's been probably quite a ride for her. Her first year was COVID, so that was a really tough year for everybody. Then you fast forward to last year, and Davida kind of finally getting into that position where we could see her being a main contributor, and then having to then fight against injuries. And Davida is a great athlete, great teammate, and so it was really hard for us to have to see her go through that. And so for her now this season to be able to be healthy and be on the court and having the season that she is having is really great to see.
And I'm an outside hitter. Even during our practices and stuff, I'm always kind of on edge a little. I think I can tell with certain movements I'm still nervous to go for certain balls or blocking at certain times, just because that's how I did roll my ankle, and I was off my ankle for 3 months. So yeah, I still think about it. It's still nervous for me, or still something that I'm working through. But once the game gets going, it's out of my mind. I always knew that I was capable of performing at this level, but I didn't know necessarily if I would get there because I was kind of in my head about injuries, and I had been injured a lot. 2 weeks before my ankle injury, I had a concussion, and then I recovered from that one within about a week, and then the day that I got back from that concussion, I got another concussion, and then I was off for another week, and then came back, and then I think it was about 3 days before I hurt my ankle, and it was during practice, right before a game, and I was going up to block a ball, and then one of our other players was next to me, and I accidentally landed on their foot, and then I rolled my ankle. So yeah, I think at that point in the season, it was kind of hard to still come to practices and watch everybody because I wasn't able to do anything, and I was really excited about that season and kind of playing, and like we had been doing good in preseason. So it was kind of disheartening. We have a great athletic therapy team, and yeah, they were really encouraging, and Gina was really encouraging and kind of helped me through a lot of it just mentally. I had a lot of support throughout that time. My teammates, Gina was always checking in on me. My teammates were also always checking in on me. My roommates at the time. There was, my parents, my sister. I think everybody around me. I had a really good circle of, just a support system and people that really cared about me. I started playing when I was in grade 3, and I think grade 3 me would be disappointed if I just quit and gave up now after all that hard work I put in. I'm just wanting to prove to myself that I could do it after everything.
Game over. Final score. Your Simon Fraser University Red Leafs 3. The St. Martin's University Saints 0.
Reporter Alessio Casano joins us live now to talk more about SFU volleyball. Alessio, SFU is the only Canadian school in the NCAA. What opportunities does this bring to the players?
Thank you, Spencer. SFU gets to play against American schools, which, if all goes well, they have the opportunity to contend for the NCAA in a national championship at the end of the season, a stage the Red Leafs have yet to been to. In the preseason, the Red Leafs faced off against reigning Division II national champions Cal State LA. And although it was a close loss, the Red Leafs definitely proved their worth against some of the best teams down south. An exclusive opportunity that can only be found in Canada at SFU. Spencer?
What sort of challenges has Hill faced in her career so far at SFU?
So Davida Hill's first season was the COVID season, which was very condensed and traveling was light. A few years after, when the team was able to fully perform again, she was struck with several injuries, including concussions and an ankle injury. This season, Davida Hill is stormed back, being ranked in the top 2 in nearly every offensive SFU stat and being ranked very highly conference-wide in what's looking like to be SFU volleyball's best season yet. Back to you.
Thanks, Alessio. Moving to the ice, a para-hockey event is shining light on the sport. Our reporters Keenan Tregaskis and Jacob Fraser discover one athlete's life-changing adjustment to the sport.
It's a totally different sport. Like my brother and his friend came and tried it with me for the first time, and they were like, "This isn't hockey." It was totally different, and I think too, like for me, I was able to adapt quickly. I was in a car accident around 2 years ago where I got a brain injury, and I'm now paralyzed from the waist down, or experiencing paralysis from the waist down from the brain injuries. Man, I should have got my nails done. Obviously now being a wheelchair user and used to using my arms all the time. But yeah, someone who's able-bodied, they're like, it is so hard, it is so different. All of our body strength, and getting used to using both your hands too is definitely a big adjustment for sure. They're so passionate about it, and they are really encouraging and just want people to get better and want people to enjoy the sport and get up to higher levels, be on Team BC and play every week. So it's a really encouraging community for sure. The coaches are great.
I've been in amongst it for 11 years, and I've picked it up. I've been in a sled a couple of times. One of the bigger challenges is the actual speed with the puck. We'll go over many, many drills without a puck, and then we'll ramp it up a bit by adding a puck to it, and then we'll see how we get at that point.
It's just so awesome to see a community coming together and celebrating the sport, and I think having more recognition and just allowing anybody to try. And it's such a wonderful sport for me, and it gave me a lot of hope in a place where I didn't have a lot of hope, and it was something that I was able to work towards and have passion and kind of feel alive again. To be able to come into the community and seeing a lot of young kids here and being able to try this sport just means a lot.
As pedestrian safety becomes a larger issue in BC, Walker's Caucus is working on improving mobility issues for those who are visually impaired. Ryan Bowles and Filip Kovacevic met with safety advocates to highlight the changes that could be made to fix these challenges.
I'm David Brunn. I'm blind. I have an eye condition known as retinitis pigmentosa. It results in your outer vision going first, and then the deterioration of your central vision, and also one of the first symptoms is night blindness. I'm a guide dog user. I also use a white mobility cane. Several years ago, I co-founded an organization, Gateway Navigation, in which we do a lot of work with digital augmented reality to help people who are blind better understand their surroundings.
And you have to find the curve down over this way to your left.
Yes.
I know. That was one of the big points that we're trying to bring up.
Okay, so we just did that.
Across the street.
Nadia, forward.
The areas that we thought we would help them to understand is that they aren't allowing enough time for pedestrians to cross the road in many cases. They're giving inconsistencies, and one of the biggest difficulties for the people that are visually impaired is that you go to every corner, and every corner is a new challenge.
Turn left.
That's right.
Okay.
Turn left.
Okay.
But when we get, and you have to have that in a memory in your head to say, well, if I go to this corner, then I have to look at that. But what side of the street am I on? What corner am I actually at? Am I in the northwest corner, the southwest corner, the east, northeast corner, or there? Because everyone is going to be slightly different.
So I understand that there's a belief that by making everything level, it helps certain members of the disabled community. But at the same time, when you do that, you're creating barriers and safety issues to other people within the community. So there's lots of work that's been done that identifies how these sidewalks and intersections can be set up to be universally accessible to everyone and safe. Okay. What I've found with these accessibility walks is that there's sort of an empathetic connection that happens. For all of that other way of communicating to people, when I'm out or other people from the blind community are out walking with people, leading the walks, where the people are watching us, how do you navigate? What helps you? What hinders you? All of a sudden, they're sharing that experience with us. So again, this is more about having a conversation about how we focus on what's accessible and what's universal design, and hope to do a lot more of these walks.
Are mixing one step at a time.
And lights, camera, action. Learn more about the diversity behind movie makeup.
We're the lens through which people gain an understanding of their world, whether it's politics or crime or civic issues.
Good morning and welcome to Evolution News. I'm Chantal Koskitsa.
Or even environmental stories. We're showing it to people so they can have a better understanding of the world around them. Maybe it makes them more informed when they vote at the ballot box. Maybe it gives them something to talk about at dinner. The language of broadcast is really specific. You have to be able to speak the language or no one takes you seriously. So from a technical standpoint, BCIT teaches you that language.
Students want changes to parking prices and access to BCIT's Burnaby campus.
And you can't navigate the industry without knowing technical terms.
I'm here live at the BCIT Burnaby campus, and
I'm never bored at all. I'm meeting people and talking with them and telling their stories.
Welcome back. We have a special guest joining us today. A musician is now branching out to motivational speaking about his story of overcoming barriers as an amputee playing the drums. Our reporter Ryan Bowles is here with Jack Thomas to learn more about the message he wants to spread. Over to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Spencer. Jack's inspirational story after losing an arm in a workplace accident has seen him appear on Canada's Got Talent. He's been on stage at the Commodore Ballroom, and he's been a friend of mine for many years. Please welcome Jack Thomas. Jack, nice to be here. That's right. So Jack, what inspired you to start some motivational speaking effort, and why now?
I've always had a knack for speaking publicly, and I know that my story is inspiring to a lot of people. I know that traumatic accidents are very hard for people to talk about that have gone through them, and I know the impact that it can give. So the ability to do both of those things at the same time and to to help as many people as I can with their mental health, physical appreciation, and just their overall goals. That's all I want.
Now, just over a year ago, you appeared on Canada's Got Talent. How crucial was that in helping you spread your story and get your message across?
It was kind of a defining moment for me to recognize that in a room full of 5,000 people, me giving my presentation and playing music, they all seemed to enjoy it and it seemed to have an impact on them, so it kind of made me realize this is something I could do with a living.
Now, you first went viral for playing the drums to a Slipknot song, Duality. How did that help you get the ball rolling and sort of telling your story?
That was an integral moment for me to take my story to the online world. I'd already built up quite a bit of a following for myself, so to do this video with a pretty well-known company, spread the video to a lot of eyes and got a lot of attention from people that helped me realize that, again, it's something that I should and can do.
Now, what sort of message are you hoping to get across with these events?
I just want people to realize that they can accomplish whatever that they want. It's not going to come easily, and that just keep pushing your mind towards the things that you love, and take each day little bits at a time, and it's going to be a lot easier to get through them.
Now, what sort of interactions have you had with friends and family that sort of inspired you to do this?
Ever since my accident, all my friends and all my family have been unbelievably supportive and helpful for me, and everybody has said that I have a gift in the speaking and being able to tell my story. I feel like it would be a waste for me to not use this, as they say, gift, and it's very impactful, and their support has been what's driven me to this point.
Now, just to end off with here, what do you want people to know about you and your story and just in general what you're doing?
I have gotten to a point in my health and in my mind and in my life where I am healthy and happy enough to be giving these kinds of presentations, and all I care about is helping the next person and helping the next generation of kids and even current generations just feel better about themselves.
Thank you, Jack. That's all the time we have. Back to you, Spencer and Lauren.
Thank you, Ryan and Jack. A Surrey local is blending his Punjabi heritage with diverse dance styles to bridge cultural divides. Hardeep Singh Sahota Royal Punjabi Academy doesn't just teach folk dance, it offers young people a window into life and cultures beyond their own. Our reporters Ryan Sheridan and Sia Forio sat down with Sahota to discuss how dancing has been an integral part of his journey to Canada.
My name is Hardeep Singh Sahota. I'm the General Manager of Royal Academy of Punjab. I born and raised in India, Punjab. The age of 7, I started learning a dance. There was a bunch of people who were dancing in front of me, and then I did not know what they're doing. But when they were dancing, they were really happy. When I was 6-year-old, my dad passed away. My mom was the one actually who was working and trying to make everything possible for us. Our neighbors used to make a comment toward us that you guys not gonna be able to succeed or do anything in life because you don't have a dad. And some of the comments were made toward my family and toward me that you guys will be a failure. While I was dancing with the Surrey India's Club for 2003 to 2011, I wanted to create a bigger and a better space. The Royal Academy of Punjab, I started in 2011, where we had only, let's say, 7 to 10 people joined in. But if we talk about 2011 to 2024, we have more than 500 kids coming throughout the week. Here are the kids from Academy, and that's the time. It's time to go to the Academy and train them. Through all these years, we started a different program for the kids. For example, we did the culture collaboration programming with different cultures where kids are learning about other cultures and we're teaching our culture to the other cultures. At the same time, we started the youth wellness classes where we are educating the youth about mental health. When you dance, you stay in your own zone. No matter how stressed you are, what part of the life you're going through, when you go dance, you feel connected on a spiritual level where you forget about every comments are made toward you. So that was the only one thing kept me going all these years till now.
People get a good sense of belonging. They know that, hey, like when our kid is going to be here, they're not going to just learn dancing. I think what makes this academy different is we focus on educating children so they can go out there, so even when they're 18 or 20 or 30, that culture remains with them. It's the children that I love, love, love teaching, being around, because I feel like my inner child is just usually popping out.
Reporter Ryan Sheridan is here to give us more insight into the program Sahota created. So Ryan, tell us about the students. What age groups attend the classes and is it open to adults?
Yes, so the Royal Academy of Punjab is open to people of all ages, but it is geared more towards youth aged 5 to 20 years old, where they're able to take dance and music classes at both a recreational and a competitive level. But there are some classes open to people of all age, as well as adult-only classes and positive parenting workshops. Lauren?
Sahota mentioned the cultural collaboration program he started. What cultures does he collaborate with and why did he start it?
Yes, so Sahota started blending his Punjabi dance style with West African and Scottish dancers after noticing how similar they dance despite the cultural divide, and he now collaborates with Japanese drummers and aims to bridge the cultural divide. He also brings in experts from different cultures into the Royal Academy to work directly to educate with his students. Back to you.
Coming up after the break, how Indigenous women are educating communities about reconciliation.
And how the makeup industry is becoming more inclusive.
Pictures up, roll sound, sound speed, roll camera, rolling.
Scene 2A, take 5, mark.
Camera set and action.
Welcome back. The journey to reconciliation can be demonstrated in many ways: a conversation, a shared meal, or participating in a blanket exercise. Reporters Sophie Hansen and Grace Chen spoke with the facilitators on the importance of sharing the history of colonization in BC.
Every time we do the blanket exercise, we've got to do something different. White Peace Knoxville, good day, my relations. East Queest, Ticheticht. My Zilch name, Fern. My Semisqueest, my English name is Carol Holmes. We've taken the Kairos blanket exercise and we've modified the exercise to represent who we are as the Upper Nekla and the Kusumtima. And we call it our relations blanket exercise. Relations referring to our children and families. And our relations blanket exercise represents not only the impact of residential school and colonization across Canada or across Turtle Island to all First Nations Indigenous people. But we've taken it and we've represented it from who we are as the Upper Nicola.
For them, land was something that could be bought and sold. Treaties were introduced as a way of getting you, the Seal, and other Indigenous peoples to give up your land.
Why in Chekanishquish Nahuinik. My English name is Deborah Manuel. When we run the blanket exercise, we go through series of like statements with our history, and it really triggers because like it's action or hands-on. So when it's action or hands-on, especially the hands-on, the youth or the adults really feel it.
Opal Charters, Upper Nicola Band, Shield in Tlikepunk. My mother was in Tlikepunk, my dad was Shield. So, boy, the messages that come through, literally. You remember the trauma. And the people that are there, they really see this is really that's the pain. You're witnessing the pain. And that's how it was for our people when we were separated and didn't see them for 12 years. The impact that had on us, even 50 years later, it still surfaces.
Our Relations Blanket exercise gives our community members, our rights holders, a snapshot into who we are, into our history, because a lot of our history was erased from records, was erased from who we are.
A makeup artist from Burnaby has shared his experience in the beauty and film industry. My co-anchor Spencer and I spoke with him about the diversity and how it doesn't always mean disparity.
Hello, my name is Xander Taryn Chen. I also go by Xander Taryn Artistry. I'm a 23-year-old makeup artist in Vancouver, BC, and I've been an artist for around 6 years. I think I was definitely just born a little bit more afraid of the world than other people. Was a queer person from very early on. I think I remember like knowing I was gay in like grade 4 or grade 5. I feel really blessed and privileged that I haven't faced a lot of adversity in terms of my career, which I'm very, very grateful for. I have had access to a lot of privileges that queer people don't necessarily get all the time, especially in the beauty industry. Being a gay man or a queer man in this space is one of sometimes of like discrimination and all of that stuff, but it also comes with a lot of privileges that I think queer men like talk about enough. I feel very grateful that I was raised with a mom who was very aware of that and kind of taught me from an early age that just because you are gay, just because you are like of mixed heritage and of ethnicity doesn't deny the fact that you are still a man and that you still need to carry yourself in a way that is like non-threatening to women in the industry, as well as other like trans folk, non-binary folk, and other people of color. Learning to navigate the world in a way that is a lot less black and white and is a lot more nuanced definitely has allowed me to have a lot more empathy and capacity for people that I may not know.
Hope you learned some lessons along the way about diversity in your community.
I'm Lauren Achille.
And I'm Spencer Pomeroy. Thanks for watching.